What's up guys, it's Hegemony, and this is what I was going to do for the 1 month league. I'm going to be playing in the hardcore first, but I fully intend on getting both sets of MTX. And just to give you a brief rundown of the build, I'm using Purity of Fire, Grace, Herald of Thunder, and Clarity. Grace is something I'll probably end up adding much later. But it's basically a Flameblast build that facilitates both shock chance and burn. As you notice, the rings are blue and red, thus making purple, and thus the name. So how am I able to achieve shocking and burning proliferations? And the answer is pretty easy. It comes through Herald of Thunder. Now I don't have that much crit chance, which is intended. I do not want to crit with this build because LA reflection can cause more problems if it's just like very frequent. So we have Celestial Punishment, which gives me 5% chance to freeze, Elementalist, which gives me another 5, and then we have Static Blows, which gives me 10, and Shock Chance near that gives me another 5. So it's 25% chance to shock when I'm not critting. Now if you look, because I'm using Herald of Thunder, my Flameblast does a significant portion of lightning damage, 20 to 339. Now while the bolt on Herald of Thunder, if you look at it, 69 to 320, 3223, that will never shock. But the addition, the 9 to 142, and then gets scaled into all my skills and becomes 20 to 339, will facilitate shock. So as long as I'm doing lightning damage, I will be able to Prolif either when I crit or that 25% chance. And it's pretty much very cheap, easy build. This is LA reflection, and because I'm using stuff like Arctic armor, that cushions each hit that's reflected back to me. That's fire, only the fire portion. The lightning damage will get pushed through, but it's not that much. And as you can see, it's just very powerful. This blue ring is giving 50% more damage to all sources, and it will be very friendly in parties and things like that. But I do plan on running solo, so you can see that there's zero problems with shocking targets. It's just everywhere, like bunch of purple circles. Alright, so we'll take a look at the skill tree. The major changes that people usually don't get, Static Blows and Lightning Walker increases both damage of your Herald of Thunder, and it gives you lightning resistance, which is really nice for self-found. These are really quality optional nodes right here, but it's focusing on trying to get a lot of elemental damage. Notice I don't go left to Heart of Flame and just go pure fire. So on my gear, I mean anything that has elemental damage, I'll probably end up using a scepter, a crystal scepter or a quartz scepter. Try to get cast speed, elemental damage as much as you can. The leech is like negligible. This is just a rare helm, a carcass jack, the links, fire pen, spell echo, prolif, burning damage, flame blast, wrath pith globe. This will be nice, but I don't expect to find one in the new league. Maybe I'll purchase one. Blood dance boots. This is one of the more unique things that give me dex movement speed. These are very cheap, usually an alch to a chaos, but they give me a frenzy charge on kill, which in turn gives me cast speed, movement speed, and life regen. Now it's important to note that frenzy charges usually give you 5% cast speed per charge, but there's a reduced attack and cast speed per frenzy charge, so I'm only gonna net 2. So with 4 frenzy charges, I'll get 8% cast speed and 8% movement speed, and I'll get 4% life regen, which is very nice. I also get increased damage against enemies on low life per frenzy charge, which will help against people like Igna Phoenix or any boss that has a high amount of damage. But some of the other skills will include like Vol Flameblast. I usually use this on a boss because it's loaded with conk effects, so it's more of a single target bonus. So let's just say Fairgrace in this case is a boss. I'll charge one up, and then I'll start charging a Flame Blast behind it to get that extra burst and mobility while still doing damage. And this too will also proliferate both shock. You see 38 to 632 lightning damage on Vol Flameblast because of the conk effect. And then I have self-casting during Cry for defense. Alright, so we have 29% chance to block attacks, 16% chance to block spells, 79 fire res, and then we have Arctic armor behind that, and then we have almost 5,000 evasion for avoiding projectiles and melee hits. It's pretty much the rundown. This belt is pretty nice. It's got moderate resist, good life, energy shield, which gives me mana. This is nothing special, life, mana, stats, a little bit of res, carcass jacket, which is like the bread and butter. This necklace gives me, as corrupted, got me 4% chance to block, spell damage, cast speed, dex, a little bit of life, a little bit of energy shield, and a lot of chaos resist. This ring is pretty nice. Still has an open prefix. You can get mana, or it can get more mana through energy shield or flat energy shield. And then this is just a regular ring, so pretty cheap, nothing expensive, nothing crazy. But I'm planning on getting up to this point and getting the full set, the full red Seraph set. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have some more details about the level progression in part 2, so if that interests you, feel free to click the link. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the 1 month.